Alright, boom, the Ember level cap guide. This was a pretty solid run apart from the fact that I had no form of permanent status immune. I should have used Worm, not Doriga, because I was going to use Hotshot, but then I just didn't slot it. So, anyways, this is my Ember level cap build. I have two builds personally, one with Nourish and one with Roar. The Nourish one's a bit old because it's when I first started using her, but I think it's still applicable. So let's get right into it. We got 2 Equilibrium Shards and 2 Cast Speed Shards. Now, the Cast Speed is pretty standard for any frame, but you might be kind of confused over the Equilibrium Shards. Well, on Nourish you don't use them. Let's just get that out the way. If you're using Nourish, slot them for like Topazes for crit chance, but I've ran into a lot of energy issues on her because I was just constantly spamming 3 and it was just a hassle, and I didn't even have the right pet on with a good pet build, so it kind of just culminated into like a cascading effect of not having energy and also having a bum as a pet. So the Energize plus Equilibrium is way too overkill. It's just what I had on. You could slot over either or. If you run Nourish, that resolves literally every single issue with this. And personally, you don't need Roar for the heat dots to even kill, so I think Nourish would be a more comfortable setup for her, and Nourish would just go over 4. Alright, I've already shown my Furis build in previous videos, but this is what it is. Riven recommended, of course. On Ember, you don't need a Riven so much because she's just juicing heat damage with Fireball Frenzy. So she's one of the more flexible frames where you don't really need a Riven on Furis. And that's really about it. I use Falcor for trash clear. I always have my Falcor builds in my other videos. And Strewn was the Acolyte killer of choice. I've been really enjoying Strewn. I kind of hopped off Latron. Alright, let's break down your gameplay loop. So once you get everything up and running, you pop Fireball Frenzy, you pop Roar. What you want to do before you get your abilities up is you want to make sure you're in a densely populated area, and you want to use your 3 to proc heat on as many enemies as possible, and then cast your 4 Roar, and then cast Fireball Frenzy, because due to Ember's passive of giving you 5% ability strength per enemy inflicted with heat procs in your affinity range, you can actually snapshot up her abilities pretty high, only having a strength mod on your actual build. So that's one piece of, in quotes, tech. The other piece of tech is your 3 is more than just a gating tool with a bit of overguard. It acts similar to Volt's Capacitance in the sense that it's an expanding ring, and every time it hits an enemy, it'll give you overguard. But what most people don't really realize is that if you build for a bit more range, it can gate multiple times in one cast. And I guess that's what they see Ember as kind of squishy, but if you just kind of build her like that, or play her like that, I would say, you're not going to die. You're only going to die if you're kind of a burg. Me, I burgered on this run quite a bit, but that's because I didn't really use Roar. I usually use Nourish on her, so I was a bit uncomfortable, a bit uncomfy. But other than that, make sure you upkeep your abilities, use 3 to gate, very good gating tool. And that's about it. Her 2 kind of just had it on to enable a companion mod. It could help with stripping and stuff, but I didn't really use it like that. And that is the full breakdown. Very simple, very easy. And yeah, for all the haters on the tier list, Ember is not bad. Ember goated. Alright, I'm gonna skip over to EXO 100, 9900, and you guys will see the end of the run. Almost burgered it, almost lost it, but it's okay.
just lost an Exilizer to possession. Get it back. Now the Exilizer's purged. Any casualties you inflict within its field will bring the contamination level down. Contamination levels going in the wrong direction. We're down an Exilizer. Working on backups. Exilizer has been retired. Exilizer spent.